Well, many of us have headed back to work today after the Christmas break, and the jobs we're doing today may not exist in the future. Social scientists say the world is moving towards what's being dubbed the post-work economy, with technology replacing humans at an unprecedented rate. Driverless cars are set to make taxi drivers redundant, while an ever-expanding automated fast food service is likely to shut off a key job sector for young people. Futurist Ross Dawson is here with me now. Ross, this all sounds very grim. Let's talk about how many jobs you think might become redundant. Which kinds of jobs?
So this is uncertain to the degree which we'll be able to replace the jobs. We are starting to see this destruction of jobs, and it's possible we'll be able to create new jobs to do that, but it's harder and harder to do that. The sorts of jobs which are being replaced are ones which are fairly routine, and that includes driving. Where now, even though that we don't know when a child will run out in front of us, we still have the technology that can anticipate that and respond, in almost all cases, better than human drivers. More and more of these simple decisions, and this is often, for example, in a financial service, for example, should this person get a loan? This often goes through a human person that assesses these decisions. More and more we're able to have enough data where these decisions using artificial intelligence can provide better outcomes. So many types of jobs are being rapidly supplanted by the capabilities of machines.
Do you think there will be a slight reverse on this? I mean, interestingly enough, we've got this Centrelink story today, where, yes, logically it seems to be right. You link up people's tax returns and then you link up with how many benefits they were paid by Centrelink. But there's kind of like a human ability to assess someone's case, which the computers can't do. And so, will we are we sceptical about that space, basically?
Well, yes, though this is the boundary is moving forward. There are some decisions which can be made best by humans and some best by machines, and that boundary is always moving. So the advancement in machine learning is absolutely phenomenal at the moment, which means that decisions which last year were better made by humans are this year perhaps sometimes better made by machines, and there's this erosion of those capabilities. But this starts to uncover where it is that humans do have exceptional capabilities beyond machines in terms of their expertise and creativity and relationships. And part of that is that there are some decisions that still will be made by individuals or committees or boards. And one of the human roles is actually, how do we assist others to make better decisions? How do we visualize information? How do we weigh the trade-offs? So this idea of helping people to make better decisions, and indeed helping machines make better decisions, are where some of the job growth will come.
Right, so there's a lot of creativity in that, because when we talk about it, we tend to see this kind of world which is taken over by technology and humans are no longer needed. But you're saying, well, there's actually a very creative, innovative space for human beings around that space.
Absolutely. So, for example, this idea of human-centered design. We want our world to be good for humans, as in, one which we can engage with, which we like, is convenient, and who better to do that than humans? Machines cannot design a better retail interface. They cannot design a better home. Only humans can do that, with a lot of support from technology. So human-centered design, learning and education are at the heart of our future. As the world changes faster and faster, we must learn. And again, technology can assist us, but people understand people better than machines and can help us to learn, to educate ourselves, to be able to go to the next threshold. So there's many domains where that capability to relate to people, have the empathy, to understand how they think, as well as being able to create and innovate, will mean that there will be many jobs in the future. The question is, will we create enough of these jobs to replace the many that will be devastated by technology?
And that's true. The other aspect I wanted to tap into your brains about, Ross, was this idea you mentioned, driving. So many humans, yes, there's so many things that we can do automated. We can buy bread from a shop, we can get someone to drive the car, we can get a coffee pod for our machine. But there's something actually quite beautiful about grinding your own beans for the coffee machine, for example. Or people enjoy the process of driving, feeling the gears shift and manoeuvring that amazing vehicle around corners. Are we missing that aspect of the needs of human beings to actually create, engage, be physically involved in how they manage and run their lives?
So when we think about the future, we have to look not just at the trends, but the responses to those trends.
Yeah.
So just as we've had a trend to fast food, that has engendered a trend to slow food.
Yes.
And so that many people will choose to cook for themselves, however wonderfully machines will do that. There is a beauty, there is an art, there is something to be able to prepare your own food. And absolutely, there are people who will still want to drive, and I think it is possible quite some time down the track, there will be potentially a battle where machine-driven cars are far safer, yet there are still people who want to drive, and we will see how that unfolds. But the human's responses to technology are very real and often pushing back in the other direction. People understand and embrace their humanity, and we absolutely don't want to lose that.
Oh, Ross Dawson, I'm feeling a little bit more positive about the future now. And of course, you're going to say to me that news anchors and journalists are vital in future as well, right?
Absolutely, because we need to understand, we need to engage, we need to be informed. And so the future of news and the future of media are fundamental. And that is a human art. We need to connect to the people to understand our future.
Futurist Ross Dawson, thanks so much for dropping in. See you soon.
My pleasure.